It's Big Poppa and Bandit. Cloudy today, snow showers with a high of 36. Right now we are at 16 degrees. And it's now time for the Slocum Dickson Medical Moment. We welcome Adrian from Slocum Dickson in studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
And Dr. Edline as well. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, everyone.
I'm really glad that we're doing this because I have been a Slocum person pretty much since Griffiths left. Because I was a military person, and we went to Griffiths, and then Griffiths went away, and I went with my mom to Slocum Dickson, and pretty much Slocum is all I've known, and it amazes me how Slocum has grown, and the different things that are available, and a lot of times people don't realize what Slocum is and what's available at Slocum because it's not a quote unquote, it's not a hospital because the hospital isn't in the name. You know what I'm saying? Right. So Dr. Edline, first off, let's talk about what exactly is Slocum Dickson.
Hi, and good morning, everyone. Again, it's nice to be here. Slocum Dickson was formed, believe it or not, in 1938, way ahead of its time in concept. 3 doctors got together that were not of the same specialty to join a group that grew into what we call a multi-specialty group.
Okay.
So under one roof, we have lots of different kinds of physicians, a lot of primary care and a lot of specialists. And the advantage is that we can be next door to each other, down the hall from each other, put services in the same building so patients have convenience. We get to talk to each other a lot easier, and we also now share a common medical record through the electronic medical records. So we're really able, and we're in a good position to provide really good quality care for the patients, and that's really what it's all about.
And I'll tell you what, that's one of the things that I love about it because my primary is Dr. Silveraggio down there, and I go down there, and if I need a test, if I need blood work, I can go down the hall. If I need, if I'm battling a concussion right now, if I need an MRI, if I need, some sort of an X-ray, I can go downstairs. It's all very convenient for me, but at the same time, it's not necessary that you have to use everyone within Slocum if you don't want to, and some people feel like once you walk in you have to, but that's not necessarily the case. Correct?
Not true at all. We always consider patient choice first. So if you come in and you need to see a surgeon and your grandmother saw Dr. X outside and that's where you want to go, then that's where you can go. If you're not sure where to go, we make suggestions and recommendations. We have a pretty good working relationship with the doctors outside of Slocum. It's just nice to have everything under one roof because you see a doctor in the afternoon, you say, hey, I had a case this morning. Let me run it by you. It's really good for your thinking and working on the diagnosis. So that's really beneficial for the docs and the providers, and ends up being good for the patients, too.
Absolutely. We're talking to Dr. Edline, part of the Slocum Dickson Medical Moment. Of course, Slocum Dickson on Burstone Road, and also a second location in Ilion, correct?
Right.
And, of course, all the details, sdmg.com, SDMG, Slocum Dickson Medical Group.com, SDMG.com. Now, how did you, the way I kind of is explained to me is like you're the grand poobah of Slocum Dickson. But the fact is, you're a practicing physician as well, correct?
That's correct, right.
And what's your flavor of choice, I guess?
I'm a pediatrician.
Okay.
And I've been here for 28 years.
Wow.
So this is really the longest place I've lived ever, so this is home now. My mom doesn't like me to say that, but this is home now. So I practice half-time in pediatrics, and then I do half-time for administration.
It really is a labor of love, isn't it?
Yes, and a lot of hard work.
Absolutely, absolutely. So being a pediatrician, there's what are things that from the pediatrician side, flu and stuff like that, and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff going around these days. What are you running into a lot?
Our primary emphasis is well care. We want to get the babies in from day one, and we want to make sure that they get in on their scheduled times to check things like their weight and height and their growth, their development. So we have a lot of set appointments in that first year. There's a lot of busy times, and they do include shots, which I'm sure we'll get to in a minute. So a big emphasis on health care and well maintenance. We also are there for the sick visits. Mm-hmm. And most pediatricians realize the kids get sick a lot after hours on weekends, so we're usually there to be able to handle that. And our day is anywhere from 20 patients to 30 patients, depending on what's around. Adrian and I were talking this morning. We have flu, we have vomiting and diarrhea, so it's almost the flavor of the month. But the kids get sick, so we have to combine the sick visits in with our well visits during the day.
Absolutely. And in fact, you were talking about after hours and weekends and stuff like that. A lot of people don't realize that Slocum has an urgent care.
We do have an urgent care, and we have an excellent urgent care. That's open most evenings till 9. It's open on weekends. We are working on getting it to cover children a little bit better, but generally the pediatricians at Slocum Dickson will tell people what to do on the weekends, and we usually take care of our own patients on the weekends. We want them to call us first. But urgent care is a great thing for, a 12-year-old with a sprained ankle. Someone's had the flu. They want to go in on a Saturday because they don't want to take off from work. So it's a good time. We have good physicians there and a nice workflow, and then we can take access to our lab and X-ray that's right on site too.
Absolutely. And you said earlier the fact that everyone can share the medical records. You don't have to worry, or wait, I should say, as far as waiting for someone to fax from one office to another. You have access to it right there on the spot. It makes things a lot more convenient and a lot easier for the patient as well.
Right. If you can't remember your last medicine or when you got it refilled, it's all there on the computer.
Okay, real talk. Like when Bannon and I, when we're out in the public, people ask us certain things. Have you ever met Miley Cyrus? Have you ever met Justin Bieber? Then do you get to pick the songs? Being a doctor and a pediatrician, like what are the things that people ask you when they realize that's what you do for a living?
Well, it's usually at the grocery store.
Okay.
And it's always started with, I don't want to bother you, but.
Right.
But I made peace with that a long time ago, so I don't mind questions. Parents are very concerned about their kids. There's nothing ever that you're going to worry about more than your kids.
Correct.
And I get all that, and I think it's what keeps the human race going. So it's anything from potty training to with what they won't eat for dinner to getting them ready for kindergarten to driving. I mean, it's all over the place.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Slocum Dickson Medical Moment here on KISS FM. Of course, Slocum Dickson located on Burston Road, 798-1500, 798-1500. And, of course, Central Plaza in Ilion as well. For all the details, Slocum Dickson Medical Group, SDMG.com. SDMG.com. Dr. Edline, Adrian, guys, thank you so much for coming in today. And we're going to do this on the regular. We're going to have different physicians come in and talk about what, their specialties and what Slocum has to offer in those specialties and whatnot. But if you have any questions, you can make the phone call, 798-1500. You can like the Facebook page and, of course, SDMG.com. Folks, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you very much.
We definitely appreciate it. All right, we're going to break, come back. Your chance to win over the 50 Shades of Grey. We have the exclusive VIP premiere. Your chance to win coming up here on KISS FM.